Coming in, flex. I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2233, I'm on 10 again, State your name. Been dope on flame, I just switched the lanes. Damn, he did it again, I just flipped the pain. Stripping and dipping in bass, slab on everything. Swimming, you sinking away, cause I got big racks coming. I put my low racks on it. I ain't skip past losses, I had to get back off it. See the fit lab on it until they whip my coffin. Money clip, I tossed it, I heard it's big bags on big bags on big bags coming, coming in, flex. I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2233, I'm on 10 again. Pump up the action, I'm active. If he never heard of been dope, he just napping. Jackson's off the rapping, keep it on my body, bitch, I'm broke if you asking. Don't gotta sell him, Cialis, flawless, broken whips as long as it is foreign. Heard you want it cause the yam's enormous. What's in since she isn't gorgeous? Live my life, last name of Morgan Freeman. Trying to touch a forest, do not know when knocking on the door is. Came in, I came in, did it like the Porsches. Coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2233, I'm on 10 again. Okay, alright. Coming in, flex. I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2233, I'm on 10, coming in, flex. I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2233, I'm on 10 again, State your name. Been dope on flame, I just switched the lanes. Damn, he did it again, I just flipped the pain. Stripping and dipping in bass, slab on everything. Swimming, you sinking away, cause I got big racks coming. I put my low racks on it. I ain't skip past losses, I had to get back off it. See the fit lab on it until they whip my coffin. Money clip, I tossed it, I heard it's big bags on big bags on big bags coming, coming in, flex. I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2233, I'm on 10 again. Pump up the action, I'm active. If he never heard of been dope, he just napping. Jackson's off the rapping, keep it on my body, bitch, I'm broke if you asking. Don't gotta sell him, Cialis, flawless, broken whips as long as it is foreign. Heard you want it cause the yam's enormous. What's in since she isn't gorgeous? Live my life, last name of Morgan Freeman. Trying to touch a forest, do not know when knocking on the door is. Came in, I came in, did it like the Porsches. Coming in, flex. I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2233, I'm on 10 again. Okay, alright. Coming in, flex. I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2233, I'm on 10,
What up, what up, what up?
What's happening?
What up, everybody?
What's up, fellas?
Man, you know, I'm excited, man. You know, I had a pretty...
What you excited about, man?
Man, I had a pretty decent day, man. You know, I went to go check on a couple of my properties, man. They looking nice. Man. And
you gotta be looking nice with that smile. You smiling from ear to ear, man.
Yeah, you see it. Man, you know, it's something about creating for me. You know what I'm saying? The art of creating something, man, and watching something that go from an idea and a concept and becoming something great. You see what I mean? So that's what it is for me. You know what I mean? So
I had a great day too, man. We delivered the furniture to the Airbnb in Houston.
Oh, for real? Who went out there with you?
Me and Tyron, man. Me,
Oh,
me
okay.
and Tyler's little brother.
Nice. How did that go?
Oh man, it was good. It wasn't as bad as we expect. She was about 4 or 5 trips to the elevator, but it wasn't as bad. So it's cool. We
Hey,
getting the
Byron.
TVs put up right now.
You see how Oneil come to the H and don't even holler at his people, man. Don't even holler at his people, man. You see how he do that?
No lie, if I'd have hollered at you, I would have probably made it right now. I'd have probably have to do this from
You probably right. You probably right.
I'm in Lafayette right now.
That's true.
So
That's true.
I was really in it.
So you was looking out for me by not hollering at me. That's what you're saying.
There you go, man. I'm about to be
Hey, is that what you tell your sellers when you can't pay them the full price and you trying to get that discount for the wholesale deal, or what? Is that the same thing?
Same thing, bro. Same thing.
I love it. I love
it. We started a big rehab today too, so I had
nice. I love it.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff, man. No, definitely here, man. Yeah, today was smooth, man. We just finished up a webinar an hour ago, so that was great, man.
Webinars are back.
Audience. Yeah, webinars back, man. Every Wednesday, man. You got to get the people. They about to get these stimulus checks, man. Make sure they want to do, invest it right.
Absolutely.
Hey, man. We had a great show in Clubhouse this morning talking about how you flip them stimmies.
Them stimmies, yes.
Byron came in second place.
I know, right? The first loser.
Y'all ready to get started, man?
Man, because I'm thinking about investment. I'm thinking about asset protection, man. What you know about that asset protection, man?
Know a little bit about it, man.
You know a little bit?
Man, we have my boy here today, man. One of my best friends, Mr. Jake Fruge. He's my personal advisor. So, we're real cool. We meet every week, spit some game. He get in the real estate game. We go make some real estate money together. Man, let me introduce my boy, Jake. He's one of the best out here. Come on, Jake. Where you at?
Where you at, Jake? Hold on.
What's up, Jake?
It's your boy. It's your boy, Jake Fruge.
I love it.
Let's get it.
And make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Make sure you hitting that like button. Smash it right now. We got Jake Fruge in the building. I got to add that little twist, that Fruge. You know what I mean? Add that French twist to the end, man. Well, how you like that, Jake?
Hey, that's how you do it in English. Where that's that flying comma, right? That's that flying comma.
Jake Fruge, you know what I mean? It just matches the money the money vibe I feel from you when you come on the scene. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sounds more sophisticated.
Yeah, man, just a little bit. Tell me this, man. Where the people from, man? Where y'all from, man? Drop where you from in the comments real quick. You know what I mean? And also, if you got any questions about asset protection, go ahead and start getting them in there as well. Because Jake is the absolute god when it comes to asset protection, understanding insurance, how to plan out your demise. Is that what it is? Properly.
Your final vacation.
Your final vacation.
Your final vacation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't even have to walk. You get carried away. Hey.
Yes, sir.
Hey, all your stuff got to be in order so you're carried away and so you're not burned away. So,
Hey, options.
If you protect it the right way, you get carried away in style.
The style really matter? The style really matter on that last vacation?
Hey, get your name etched in stone.
Hey, it do matter. Legacy. That's what we talking about.
But man, Jake, tell us, who is Jake Fruge?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Jake Fruge Jr., also known as the People's Champ. And so Jake Fruge is a serial entrepreneur. Came from absolutely nowhere when it came from as far as a start. I started in the streets, unfortunately had some unfortunate events at 14 and 15 years old, kind of fell into the wrong path. And started doing a lot of different stuff, man. Started doing, the entrepreneur of the streets and street pharmacy, should I say. I was into marketing and distribution of other products, and so very good at that. I was in an override industry, a lot of passive income, and but realized that industry didn't have an ending to it, and the only ending it had was was a final vacation, right? And so,
Yes.
And so I ended up. So what happened was I ended up going to the Army to get away from that lifestyle, and I came back thinking all my friends at the time would have grown up into bigger, better things, and they did. The problem is it was into worse things, right? And so at the time I was like, man, I don't want to be a part of that anymore. And so ended up getting a DUI for Mardi Gras in Louisiana. That's like the Christmas that's like the Louisiana Christmas, right? Wow. And got a DUI at 20 years old. And this is the cool thing is, you know, what the devil uses as bad, God is going to flip it for good, right? And so I got arrested on a Saturday, went to jail, right? In jail, I was like, man, if I get out, man, I'm going to use my hustle that I put in the streets. I'm going to go make something of myself. And so I got out that morning, and the girlfriend I was with at the time, I said, hey, look, you need to take me to church. I'm going to give my life to Christ. Got in, went straight to church, literally out the jail cell, went straight to church, gave my life to Christ at 21 years old, put him as the Lord and Savior of my life. And so the next day, so I got baptized. So I got saved, then baptized in the same day. They said it was so bad that when I stepped in the water started boiling. They started throwing crawfish and potatoes in there. You know what I'm saying? We had a nice little crawfish boil. we had a nice little crawfish boil from the baptism. Right? My boy said, bro, the sin was just rolling on me. Right?
Was that bad?
It was bad, bro. It was bad. And so I got out, and so that next day at a gym, I was at a Reds gym, and a guy prospected me and said, hey, man, you look like an athlete. I'm looking for someone competitive. I just moved here. I'm trying to open a financial services firm. And I was like, he said, do you think about doing that? Would you think about doing that part-time? I said, bro, if it's legal, I'm in. Because I had got a little, job in retail, but I took a $70,000 pay cut from the oil field. So I was like, man, I need to make some more money, right? And so that's why I'm telling you, opportunity, you got to be ready for opportunity, right? If you stay ready, you don't get ready. And so opportunity hit. I joined on Tuesday, got all my licenses, and then my first year made about $57,000 part-time, and I just took off with it. And what I fell in love with the financial services, all the self-growth I had to do, right? Because when you go from a dope dealer to a hope dealer, right? When you go from the streets to the stage, you can't wear the same stuff, talk the same way, walk the same way, and hang with the same people, right? So I had to turn that duffel bag, put that into a briefcase. Right? So now I'm walking in with that taper fade, right? Now I'm having to get all this, nice looking fade, nice looking hair. I had to dress different. I didn't even know what to wear. I mean, you gotta understand, I didn't even know what wealthy people wore, right? I had about 47 pairs of Air Max and 5950 hats, right? Every one of them to match, right? And so that was what I rocked. And so then they're like, man, you got to dress different. So I went to Burlington, where I was balling on a budget, baby. So I went get them little box shirts and ties, right? I got about 10 of them. They're already matched for you. You don't even got to think about it.
Yeah.
And then so I just started rocking them. And, man, I started changing, started reading books, started hanging around people that were better than me and bigger than me in my industry, and learned. And then by my fourth year was making over $500,000 a year in the financial services industry. And by my sixth year was in seven figures. And this year my goal is to make about $2 million this year in just this industry, net. And then also have a real estate business and an e-com business, and also trade a lot of stocks. I was making almost $100,000 a week in the big boom. And so, so my goal is to spread that. And so now not only did I become successful, but I'm not even proud of that. I'm proud of that, but what I'm most proud of is there's true success in successors, right? And if you don't have any successors, are you really that successful? And I'll take it a step further. Are your successors producing successors, right? So are you not just teaching people how to get the game, but are you teaching them how to teach people how to do the game? And so now I have over 500 agents in the United States that are all making money. I've produced over 10 six-figure earners. And my goal is to have 1,000 people making six figures a year in the next 10 years. Wow. And that's my goal, man. And that's Jake Fruge, People's Champ, baby.
Oh,
do
man.
it for them, man.
I love it.
Hey,
Damn.
that's so dope, bro. Like, I mean, I'm just listening to your story, and everybody who comes on here has just the story is the most impactful. And I love how you got introduced to the financial world, right? You say you just took that opportunity, that one opportunity came. So, like, what's your favorite part about the financial space?
Man, that's a great question, man. I think the most important part, man, I'm a crusader, man. I love this crap, man. So like I said, I got 7 figures saved, make 7 figures a year. I travel all the time, and I work harder now than I did when I started, right? Because I love it. When you love what you do, man, you don't work. And so when I go into a family's home and I sit down with a family and, let's be honest, right? Middle income America, doesn't get taught finances, right? High schools don't teach you how to become wealthy. Y'all know that. Y'all some of the most amazing teachers I know. And the reason y'all teach is because y'all know where we're from. We don't get taught wealth, right? Rich kids get taught wealth, right? So their parents teach them how to inherit businesses and do businesses. We don't, right? I didn't know nothing. All I knew was go to school, get a degree, get a job, right? And in reality, you get a job and then you don't get taught what to do with the money you make anyway. So then people blow it on credit cards, blow it on vacations. So when I sit down with a family and they have no hope, they have no direction, they have no education, they have no system, no process, no plan, right? Most people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. And they don't have that plan. I get to sit down and say, man, what do you want to achieve in life? And I get to put that together, that plan for them, and watch that hope come back into that home. And more importantly, not only the hope come back into the home, but I get to look at those kids running around and say, man, because of me, because of what I was taught by the people that taught me, because of God and put me in this opportunity, I'm going to change y'all's family's name. Wow. And that crap fires me up. That generational wealth is what I'm here for. I'm here to teach people how to have wealth for generations on generations on generations, right? You know, my great-great-grandfather died of heroin. My great-grandfather died of cocaine. My grandpa died on crack, and my dad OD'd on meth but got resuscitated. Wow. So my Fruge was supposed to be a drug head, right? Fruge was supposed to be in prison. But because of what I learned in the financial arena, and because of what I learned my money could do for me, that provides options and freedom to give to other people and give opportunities to other people and give back to the community, my kids will only know success in Jesus Christ. My kids will only know wealth. My kids will only know that we win. Fruges win. Fruges finish. Fruges are financially free. And that's what I like what I do.
Wow. That is absolutely amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Oh, man, I disappeared. Let me see. That is absolutely amazing. So, Jake, tell me this, man. I heard you talk a little bit about a lot in terms of the things that you like. You know what I mean? So I want to know specifically, what is your favorite part about what you do right now? Like what is that absolute fire behind Jake right now when you think about exactly what you do? Can you speak on that, King?
Yeah. I say the one thing I love the most is building, man. I love building. You know, I love building. So my goal is to open 50 firms in the next 5 years and 150 in the next 10. So I love planting, man. My gift is I'm an exalter, right? So I like to lift up people. And so, man, all I do is teach and train every single day and get to watch people go open up another office in a six-figure income, number one. Number two, having my clients call me, man. You know, last year my clients averaged 55% on their IRAs. And when you have people getting interest like that, you know, had some people get out as much as 87%. You know, when they call you and they were getting the bank getting 0.2 when I met them, right, and now they're getting 50 to 60%. Wow, that crap's life changing, bro.
Oh,
so
bruh.
That crap fires me up. And then last but not least, I love replacing crap insurance, man. I think insurance is one of the most untaught topics in the world. And there's a lot of bad products out there that people just don't know what they're buying. You know, it's what they're sold, not what it's what they're told. No, I'm sorry. It's what they're sold, not what they're told. So they don't know nothing. So when I go in there and I just read the policy to them, I ain't got to say nothing. I don't even combat anybody. I don't talk bad about companies. I don't know. I said, let me just get your policy. I'm going to educate you. I'm going to read it to you out of your own policy, and you make your own decision. And I ain't never lost one, Byron. Not one. Because I just read it to them.
It's funny because it's like when you think of insurance, man, it's funny because it's usually like insurance companies are real good on the receiving end. You know, they're not so good on the giving end. So how do you balance that dynamic? You know what I mean? Like the receiving part, you know what I mean? Like, you know.
Right. Yeah, it's when I met Oneil, you know, I'm Oneil's personal advisor. When I met Oneil, he was doing what's right for his family, man. He had $2 million of asset protection. And he was spending upwards of $800, $900 a month. And I was like, bro, like, you spending way too much money. No, actually, he only had $1 million. I'm sorry, about $1.5 million. No, he had $2 million with term. And so I was like, man, you spend a lot of money. I said, man, let me see what I can do. So we covered him and his entire family for under $200 and gave him the same coverage and a little more on his wife and his kids. And I'm like, man. And so then we took that money and taught him how to invest it. And man, my boys, I mean, you already know him. He's going to be wealthy in real estate regardless. But I gave him another avenue that now your money's making just as much money as your properties are making you.
Wow.
And when you have your money making money, you're bulletproof because there ain't no salary. When my money can pay me more than any salary or any asset or anything, when my money's paying me money, now you just walk around with a different swag.
Hey.
Love
So
it.
Jake,
I
I got
love
some
it.
questions. This is for the people. What is some indicators for bad insurance? Like what pops out when you read a paper like, damn, that's horrible. Like what's a few indicators that's like it's terrible. You need to come book with me, book a consultation, or you need to sit down with me immediately.
Yeah, that's easy. Okay. So number one, if they're insurable. Now, step one, and let me go ahead and disclaim this. Any advice I give is just my opinion. It's not legal advice.
go.
I am a licensed insurance agent and a licensed investor. So everything I tell you is not 100%.
Just on the side.
Don't quote me. Yeah, just on the side. I'm just giving my advice.
An opinion.
What's definitely an opinion that's also proven, but it's an opinion, right? But so make sure you hit me up if you want a free consultation. Every single scenario is different, but I'm gonna narrow it down. If someone is insurable and healthy, okay, and they have the option between a cash value policy and a term policy, here's the first indicator that you know if your insurance is bad. If it has any type of cash attached to it, okay, it's automatically bad. It's done. If it has cash attached to it, so if they say this is quote unquote an investment, number one, that's not even a legal term. Just so we make sure we understand, legally you cannot say insurance is an investment because it's an automatic loss of your investment of the money you're actually putting in. So you can't even say that. You can't say it's an investment. You can't sell it as an investment. It has an investment component, but it's not an investment. And so number one. If it has cash value, automatic indicator, Oneil. And then one of the favorite words is listen to this. Listen. Yeah, it's called trash value, by the way. And so, but listen to this. It's flexible premium. Okay, number one, why would my premium be flexible? Two, adjustable life, which means when I die, you can adjust the death benefit you pay my family. There's no way in the world I should ever have a policy that you can adjust what I'm getting and flex what I'm paying. I want something that I know what I'm paying. I know what I'm paying, and I know what I'm getting. Period.
Wait, you said some stuff right there though. Hold on, wait a minute. We gotta educate the people. Yeah. We gotta educate the people. You said some powerful stuff. So what? I just want to make sure I'm understanding right. Anything that got cash value, cash investment / insurance, that's a no-go. Whole life,
whole life, universal life, variable life, all of it. Here's why. Okay, I don't even know if I can share screen. I got a little PowerPoint I can teach you in 5 seconds. But I don't even know. Is it able to share screen on this?
Yeah, it should be a function to say
it should be a function to share screen, but I mean,
it does.
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
Ooh, fancy. Fancy.
Game changer. Game changer.
I don't know if they're ready for this one. Now this is gonna be different.
Ooh.
Hey, spit that game. That's what you're here for. To spit that fire, man. Educate the folks.
Okay, well,
Yes, indeed.
let's see.
Let's make it plain.
Show them why you're the people's champ. Let's see it.
Oh man, they're making me go through. Said I had to be through Google Chrome. I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Okay.
Well, I came through the link.
Well, just verbalize it for the people.
I got it.
And make sure y'all hitting the like button right now. We got quite a few people in here. Make sure you hit that like button, smash it, because Jake is finna drop that sauce. Let's get it.
Yeah. So let me teach you in the very simple way. Here's another thing I think that you need to know. Anytime you're with any advisor, any insurance agent, if they can't explain it so simple that your 12-year-old can explain it, you shouldn't buy it. I'll say that again. If they can't explain it so simple that a 12-year-old could repeat it to you, you shouldn't buy it. Because the more complicated it is for you, the more lucrative it is for them.
Wow. Wait a minute.
And that's just reality.
Wow.
Wow.
That's just reality. Okay, so here we go. So let's just say whole life. This is exactly how whole life works from start to finish. So Oneil, I'm gonna use Oneil because that's my boy, and that he had a real policy. Let's say Oneil comes to me, gives me and has $100,000 whole life policy. Let's say we do that with Joe Blow's Insurance. Okay, he comes, buys it with Joe Blow's Insurance. Let's use, I'm not gonna say names, Allstate. Okay. And so let's say he goes to Allstate, buys a policy from Allstate. It's a whole life policy. Allstate, all they do is go to State Farm, which is called a reinsurance company, and they buy $100,000 decreasing term on Oneil. That's all they do. Here's why. Because if Oneil gives me $100 today, but I have $100,000 whole life policy on him, well, who's at more risk? Oneil or the company?
The company.
No question. So this is what insurance is. It's transfer of risk. So because if he died 2 days from now, they got to give his family 100 G's. Well, they're not stupid. The mortality rate is low. So they're going to say, well, to cover us, just in case he does die, we're going to go get a term on him.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is how they play the game.
Sauce.
So then they say, but look, you keep giving me your money. You keep giving me your money. We're going to go, watch this. We're going to put it at a guaranteed 3% before fees in a cash value account. And guess what they do with that money the whole time? So it's only the insurance is only $20, but you're giving. Now what they're doing is they're taking your $80 and they're investing it into the market. Now they're making 10, 12, 15, 20% interest, just like a bank would do, but they're giving you 3%. Okay, now here's how it gets fun. Let's just say now Oneil's 35 years old. The term, watch this, pay attention, has decreased to $75,000 of insurance. His cash value, and I'm using easy numbers just to make it followable, has increased to $25,000. Now he sees that and goes, wow, I got $100,000 whole life and $25,000 cash. So his brain thinks my family's going to get $125,000 when I die. But the number one rule of cash value insurance that no one knows is when you die, you surrender your cash. Your cash goes straight to the company. So what happens is when you die, State Farm pays out $75,000 to Allstate. Allstate takes your $25,000 cash, matches it to the 75, and gives your family $100,000.
Wow.
So now let's say you don't die early. Let's say now you're 55. You've got, sorry about that. You've got 75,000. You've got 75,000 in cash. You're thinking you're false. I mean, you're flexing, bro. I got $75,000 in cash. Well, they only have 25,000 of insurance. When you die, that 75,000 goes to them. Your family only still gets 100,000. And then this is the best part. This is how it's sold the best. Well, yeah, but you have it forever. Guess what that means? While you had it for your whole life, they were investing your money for your whole life. Wow. And then when you turn 100 years old, they say your policy has now endowed. Here's your $100,000 back. We're canceling your policy, but here's your $100,000 you've given us. But the average person, if you invest $80 for 75 years, guys, that's an average of $4.5 million. So they gave you 100 and kept $4.5 million. And that's verbatim. My God. That's verbatim how whole life works.
Wow.
And I'm gonna explain one more thing, even easier. This is the worst one. Universal Life, the one that gets sold to real estate agents the most.
Yeah.
This is about to bust y'all's bubble.
Talk about it.
It's even worse. So at least with the whole life, it's a decreasing term, and you're guaranteed to get your policy. You're guaranteed to get it if you died anytime. You're going to get your $100,000. You're not going to get any of your cash, right? But let's also cover the other three myths. Let's say you borrow your money. First off, Byron, if you came to me and said, "Hey, Jake, can you hold this $1,000 for me real quick?" I say, "Yeah, sure." Let's say tomorrow you come back and say, "Hey, can I get my money back?" I go, "Yeah, that's fine. Just give me $1,200." Would you be happy about that?
No.
I think we'd have a problem.
A big problem.
Why? Because whose money is it?
You just borrowed my money and now you hit me with an interest payment to get it back. How that work?
And you gave it to me.
Ooh.
That's the best part.
And I signed for that. I signed
for it.
Ooh.
So here's what happens. So because you signed for it, when you go to get your money out of the policy, one, they have up to 6 months to delay it. They don't have to give it to you day one. That's also in the fine print. They have 6 months to get. So all of a sudden your house breaks. You need an AC right now. Give them money. Oh, sorry. We're going to wait 6 months. And you can't say nothing. But then even when you get that money, Byron, they're going to charge you interest on your own money.
Ooh.
Wait, this is where it gets worse, Byron. Wait. Then if you don't pay it, in the contract it says your interest not paid will become part of the loan and also bear interest.
Oh wow.
So they interest your interest.
Oh.
They interest your interest.
And
That's
they
like
sell
giving
it to you like they
taxes.
doing you a favor.
Yeah,
Wow.
oh, if you need it, here it is. Please borrow it. Then, if you die, they take what you borrowed from your death benefit plus interest. So if it was really your money, why are they taking it from my family? Because it ain't my money.
Crazy. Right.
And then if I want it, have you ever seen on a policy it says cash surrender value? What does that mean? I've got to surrender my policy to get all of my cash. So yeah, you can get your cash that they were invested the whole time. They're actually happy because now they're going to pay out your death claim, and they're going to give you back your cash and take your policy. So that's the universal rules of whole life insurance. Now, when you get to universal life insurance, it's 10 times worse.
Oh God. Come on, man.
Worse. Because
like
now,
that's what you got, Byron. You got that?
No, I didn't go that far. I think I stopped their whole life. Thank God.
So watch what universal life is. Universal life that's that flexible premium adjustable life. So here's how it works. Keep in mind all the same things I just said. You got your face amount, you have your cash value. It works the same. But instead of a decreasing term, it has a annual renewable term. Okay, so watch what this means. So when you first buy it, it's a 1-year term, annual renewable term. So it's the cheapest insurance you could possibly buy. So if you're 25, it might be, you're giving them, $100, it might be $5. They're going to take the other $95 minus fees. I'm sorry, it's usually half. So if it's $100,000, it's usually about $50 a month. That's how they try to sell it. It's cheaper, but also whole life. Well, it's $50. So it's $5 to the insurance, $45 to the cash value. Next year though, Byron, you got older. And in the insurance, every time you get older, what happens to the insurance? It gets more what? It's more expensive,
It's more
right?
expensive. Absolutely.
So the next year, watch this. The next year, it's $10. Okay. So now 40 goes into your cash. Next year, 15, 35. Next year, 25, 25. Watch this. So let's say about 10 years in, it's now, or about 12 years usually, it's now $50. But remember, you're only paying $50. So it's $50. Only zero goes in. But the next year, it goes to $60. Now watch this. You still only pay $50 though, because that's your planned premium. Now they activate what's called the automatic loan provision in your policy. And guess where they take that other $10 from?
From you.
From your cash value. So now it's going, it gets more expensive. They take 20, it gets more expensive. It takes 20. And watch this. Eventually, it's $200 a month. Well, you ain't got no cash left in your policy. Now, you can pay your policy, Brian.
That's like a Ponzi scheme, bro.
Yeah,
wow.
You've been paying it for 20 years, right? Now, watch this. This is where it gets nasty. Here it goes. What's the rule? If I want all of my cash, what did I have to do with my policy?
Surrender.
So now, because there's no money in the policy, they call and say, hey, your new premium is going to be $500 a month to keep this in force, or your policy is now canceled. You have no money and no policy. Sorry.
Wow.
And that's what they sell every day to our families.
Wow. That is crazy.
You just, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, everybody.
That's a chef, no Vaseline.
Y'all need to drop the fire signs, because what Jake just dropped, for one, because I'm gonna be real, like I got a few policies, and I don't want to name drop this company primarily, but you know what I'm saying. Man, bro, yeah, I'm Jake. Yeah, we will be talking, brother.
Jake tomorrow.
We will be talking, brother. So, Jake.
Yeah. So,
I'll go ahead, Jake.
Yeah. So what I do is I do term and invested difference. That's what I teach. So people ask, okay, so what would I do besides whole life? You got to determine and invest. And so when I sat down with Oneil, I'll give you the exact example, Byron. We gave him 4 times what we had, right? But for 600 less. Well, even if you took that $600 and buried it in the yard, that's $7,200 a year. I gave him a 35-year term, right? So think about that. That's $72,000 for 10 years. That means he'd have just buried in the yard, he'd have about $300,000 just buried in the yard, cash. So when they say, "Oh, well, when your term ends," well, I got assets. My kids are out of the house. My house is paid off, and I got $300,000 buried in the yard. I'm good. I don't need the insurance. I got insurance in case I died. That was the point.
Wow.
Right? But watch this. I didn't invest that. I didn't do that for no. I invested it. And let's just say legally the S&P 500 has done 10.71%. That's what it's done for the last God knows how long. I want to show you this real math. If I just invested that $600 a month, once again, I'm not saying you're guaranteed 10.71. I'm saying that's what the S&P 500 did, right? Watch this. If you did $600 a month for 35 years at 11% or 10.71%, okay, this is what Oneil would have with just what he was already spent. That's all $3 million within his account.
Wow.
$3 million cash.
Instead of the 300,000
so why in the
buried in
world?
backyard.
Exactly. So why in the world would he need to have a whole life policy that he's not guaranteed the cash? He's not getting the cash anyway. If he's spending that amount of money, man, get you a $3 million term and then have $3 million when your term ends. But the max he would have had, watch this, the max he would have had when I met him was $1 million. And that's if he died. That's the best. The best case is he had to die to get the most money.
Wow.
In my example, he lives and walks away with $3 million.
That's
That's the point.
I like those odds. I like those odds.
I love it, man. Hey, you killing it, man. So look, I know, we on a Real Shit Real Estate podcast. I know you got some hacks for real estate investors. Like, so what's one thing we can have in place tomorrow to protect our assets as real estate investors?
Yeah, number one, okay, you want to make sure you have term life insurance to cover all your assets. Because here's why. People say, sit down with a lot of real estate investors and say, well, I don't need insurance because my wife has, she's going to inherit all the homes. Like, okay, that's true. But let me ask you a question. What's all the mortgages? Let's say you have I had a guy the other day, he had $2 million of assets, $2 million of real estate. And he was spending, I want to say it was like $20,000, maybe $15,000 a month. And that was bringing in him $25,000 a month, right? And I was like, okay, so you're making $10,000. That's awesome. But let me ask you this. Would you want to die and make her have to keep paying those notes? And then let's say she's 60 years old and she has a problem with a tenant. She's older. She can't move around the same. She can't go in that house and handle it. What if she loses that house to foreclosure? What if they mess up her property? Wouldn't you rather have $2 million of asset protection that when you die, it just pays all the houses off day one? And then she just gets $25,000 a month every month? Or even more importantly, he said, well, yeah, but I also could, what I could pay him off. I said, great. So watch this. If you could pay him off, even better. If they do end up getting paid off, wouldn't you still rather just have $2 million hit her account so she never has to worry about touching those retirement assets? Because all the money you built, all the houses you bought, what if it goes away if they're not protected? So the whole point is to pay off the houses to get that cash flow, which is what your ultimate goal was anyway. So until your houses are paid off, you definitely want to have asset protection, right? You definitely want to have asset protection to make sure that if, God forbid, you pass away, right, all that stuff is still there. All that stuff, all your assets are paid off, and you get the full cash flow.
Wow.
So, I also recommend, different investment accounts, right? People have never heard of accounts such as like municipal bond funds, right? That are just a fund of municipality bonds like turnpikes and toll roads and hospitals in Houston and Dallas that are paying out 6% interest a year tax-free. And they know nothing about them. So you can put your money in there. Liquid cash is not a retirement account. It's just sitting there. You can use that for all your real estate deals. You can stack money in there. When the deal comes out, you pull out, go buy the deal. If you ain't got a deal, your money's just sitting there growing anyway, waiting for the next deal.
Wow.
And
I
people
love
don't
it.
know about these things at all, And so that's one hack.
And what else?
The municipal bond fund. municipal bond fund. And then the last hack is just making sure, I know y'all probably know this, making sure that everyone's using an LLC. You know, a lot of times, here's a hack that people don't understand. A lot of whole life agents will sell whole life policies on this O.J. Simpson case crap. Well, if your money's in a universal life, they can't touch your assets. Okay, well, let's just newsflash. As long as your money is not in the LLC business account and they're going to come to sue you, they can legally not sue you for anything outside of your LLC. That's the whole point of an LLC. You can only sue me what's in my LLC. So that's the issue. So when you think about that, these people go out and they say, well, get a whole life to protect your money. Well, if you had a municipal bond or a Roth IRA or a 401k or anything else that's not tied to JFJ Properties LLC, which is my LLC, they can't come after me. You signed with JFJ Properties. You didn't sign with Jake Fruge Jr. So that is legally protected under investment laws. Wow. And then on top of that, if you want to make it even more, you can also add a trust, and then they really can't touch it. So there's no reason to go overspend. There's no reason to go overspend on insurance and then pay to use your own money to protect the money that's already protected if you set up like a real proprietorship anyway.
Oh, my God.
Hey, he dropping bars.
Bars.
Bar
I think your mic cut out. Your mic cut out. But Jay, here's the deal, man. You know, you dropping some. Yeah, we got to get your mic back on too. I think something had cut out. But man, listen, you dropping crazy bars. Listen, if you are in the audience right now, make sure you smashing that like button right now because it's free. And the amount of game that Jake is giving out right now on this asset protection is phenomenal. It's off the charts. So we want to make sure we're doing this. But Jake, I got a question for you, Jake. To reach that 7 figures, what was the mindset? What was going on that took you to that mindset? What was the mindset shift that you feel like was the most impactful when you went from just, going from the regular income, regular old Jake to 7-figure Jake? Talk about that shift, please.
Yeah, number one, it's not an overnight shift. I think so many times that the rags to riches people don't really understand it was a rags to riches, and it takes time. I think number one, people have to understand is you got to self-improve. The person you are today won't make you the money you want to make tomorrow, right? You got to change every day to get more income. So if you change your thinking, you change your life. The only difference between me and Grant Cardone is the way he thinks. That's all it is. So if I can get to thinking like Grant Cardone, I'll have what Grant Cardone has. Right? It's because that's the simple. You take all of Grant Cardone's money away tomorrow, guess what? 90 days, he's going to have it back. But you give $100 million of a lottery winning to a poor-minded person, they go bankrupt within 5 years. Why? Because they didn't have the mindset, right? They didn't have the mindset of what money was. So number one, you got to work on your mindset. So it's a gradual process. Reading the right books, being around the right people. Proximity is everything. So make sure you're hanging around the right people because there's crabs in a bucket that are going to try to pull you down, or there's eagles that are going to try to have you fly high, right? You just got to make sure to watch if you're with an eagle or a crab in a bucket. But the main thing is, man, Byron, is realizing that this is bigger than me. I think most reasons never get to 7 figures because it's still always worried about their own goals. And I tell people all the time, 6 figures is selfish because 6 figures, you can only help you and your family. 7 figures, you can make a move in the community. 8 figures, you can make a move in the country. 9 figures, you can change the world.
Ooh.
Right? And so when you talk about 6 figures, you just eat them. Life don't even start till you're making $250. Life don't even start. I mean, it's boring. Life is fun at $250 a year. You can start doing something. But when you start making a meal and you can start doing stuff like buy someone a car that needs a car, invest into charity. Instead of praying for the church, you can pray over the check you give to the church.
Wow.
Versus praying that the church gets a check from a rich person because you ain't willing to do the work to become one. Right. Wow. So you just got to understand. So that's the mindset I had is it's bigger than me. I can truly make a difference. And people always say, Byron, money's not everything. Well, I always talk about his money. Look, I didn't say money was everything, but neither is oxygen. But try to live 9 days without it. Right? Try to live. If money ain't everything, watch this. If money ain't everything, go ahead and give me all your money. Don't go to work for the next 90 days. Let's see how much you like money then. Right? See, money is just a tool. Right? And it exposes your true character. If you were a crappy person without money, then you do really crappy things with money. If you were a phenomenal person without money, you do even better things when you got money. I didn't write the rule that it takes money to build a church. It takes money to build a hospital. It takes money to fix your kid's broken arm. It takes money to give to a charity. I didn't write that rule. But I realized if the bigger tool I had, and you know what's cool about money, it's the best tool in your toolbox. You know why? Because if you don't have the tool, you can go buy it.
Hey.
Right? So the bottom line is it doesn't buy happiness. You're right. But at the same time, I think people are shopping in the wrong place. I get happy when I buy shit. I don't know what they're talking about. Right? And look, money don't buy happiness, but tell me one thing that poverty buys.
Oh shit.
So it's just real, man. It's just real.
Wow.
Hey, look, it rains on the rich, it rains on the poor. Rich parents' kids die, poor parents' kids die. But I'd much rather cry in my mansion than cry on my bicycle. It just is what it is.
Wow. Spicy.
Man, I got another question, man. Yeah. Why don't more people have life insurance, especially like in the Black community, African American community? Why don't more people have quality life insurance instead of selling, pork chop dinners, pork steak dinners, fish fries?
It's a great question, man. It's a phenomenal question. It's a fair question. I think number one is it's just not something that most people. I heard this quote. They said, "Weak people need to be told what to do. Strong people want to be told what to do." Right. So like, I'm a strong person. I want you to tell me what to do. If you know a hack on how to get me better in my life, man, tell me. Don't freaking hold out on me. Right. And weak people need to be told because they're not going to go find out the answer for themselves. Well, when you think about insurance, home insurance, you have to have, or it's against the law. Auto insurance, you have to have because it's against the law if you don't. Right. But life insurance, you don't have to have. You understand what I'm saying? Life insurance, you don't have to have. And so because of that, we don't get raised with the mindset of we have to have it. So let's start early. The only time people think about life insurance is when they see someone who died and didn't have it. All of a sudden now, everybody wants to go get it because now they realize, oh, I have to have it because look what happened to Miss Dorothy. She got kicked out on the street. So until that life-altering problem happens, usually people don't think about it because it's not something they're told they have to have. And so what happens is, like you said, Oneil, we're creatures of procrastination. They think, oh, I'll get it next year. I'm healthy. And I just had a client that I wrote a $1 million insurance policy on her. She's 25 years old. And sad case, she got diagnosed with stage 3 lymphoma 3 months after I wrote the policy on her. And, and now, so if I wouldn't have got her that policy at 5, she'd be uninsurable when she's 30, 35 with a kid. And so you just got to understand, start now, start early. It's the cheapest when you're the youngest, and you're the healthiest when you're the youngest. So get it while you can.
Wow, man. That's so powerful, man. Honestly, I love every episode. I feel like it's better and better and better. And when I tell you came and just like gave so much information. So what I want to ask you, and really kind of a 2-part question. But the first thing I want to ask you is like, what does Jake's future look like, as far as in the real estate space and in the financial space?
All right. So I think it's his mic on or is the mic off?
Yeah, it's on. You good.
No, you good. On. It's just
okay, good. So what the question was, I heard one question. I heard the question was, what's my future in the real estate space and the financial space? Is that the question?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So in the real estate space, man, it's simple. I've always had a goal, man. I want to be bigger than Grant Cardone, man. That's a big deal to me, right? And I mean that, man. That's a big deal to me. When I first read his story, he had 4,700 apartment complexes, and I said, well, man, I got to get 9,800. Right? And so that's just my mentality, man. I think on a bigger level, the cool thing is he's 60-something years old, man. He's about to be 70. We got, there's time. He didn't even start into real estate or even into sales until his 30s. Yeah. I just turned 30. I just turned 30 a month ago, 2 months ago. I just turned 30. So now with the money I have and the assets I had, thank you, bro. With the assets I have, man, I'm about to start flipping with the people I hang out with, like you guys. And God blesses those who speak into existence. I got to talk about with you guys. I just got called by my CPA in Houma. man, like 48 doors right now, cash flowing $56,000 a month. Nice. Right. And so, you know, and he just called me and I said, man, I got my friend, man, I'm going to call him. I don't know the deals. I don't know how it works. I said, I'm going to call my boy Oneil. We're going to go jump in on that. And so, so you think about stuff like that. And so, number one, I want to own tons of apartment complexes, Byron. I really do. I don't want to, I'm not much of residential only because of time. My time is my most valuable asset. And I did residential before. But I just feel like, meet with this person, meet with the inspector, and meet with this person, it just was a lot of back and forth. And so what I realized is, man, I want to, even if it takes longer, I want to get a big, tons and tons of multifamilies, provide more to the community and also make more, obviously. And then I also want to get into commercial space. I want to, why? Because I got locked into a 5-year lease, with my office building. And I said, man, this is genius. They got me for 5 years. I mean, no matter what. I said, man, I need to own one of these buildings and lock everybody in for 5 years too.
Absolutely.
And so I want to become an owner of commercial buildings because, it obviously helped me get off the street and get into an office. So why not be an owner and help other people do the same thing? Number one. And as far as the financial services industry, the next 10 years, I want to have 10,000 licensed agents that I've trained. I want to have 150 firms that I've opened. And I want to be managing over $500 million in assets. And by the time I'm 50, I want to hit the billion mark. And I want to have over 30,000 licensed agents.
Man, I love it. Man.
So, Jake, you say did Jake, hold on, wait a minute. Did Jake say billion? He said billion or did he say million?
Big B's.
Okay. I'm just trying.
It's funny, man. I want to drop this for you, Byron, because I'm a numbers guy. See, a goal without a plan is just a wish.
So do you have this written down? You have this written down somewhere?
Oh, do I? Here it goes. I'm about to show it to you right now.
Break it down.
So when I said by 50, I want to be managing $1 billion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But meaning for other people.
Yes.
But I want to die a billionaire. Now, how is that going to happen? So when I did the math, I said, well, I got to have a plan. You know what I'm saying? So how do you die a billionaire? Well, not including assets, because I didn't want to do the asset. I didn't want to calculate assets because that's so fluctuating. It could be appraisals, you could, the property and all that. It could go up and down. So I want to say, how do I just have raw $1 billion, like a billion, like $1 billion? So it's $87,000 a month saved at a 10% rate of return for 37 years. And I said, and then you have $1 billion cash, not including my assets, my businesses, all the charities, nonprofit. I want to have the Fruge Foundation, Champ Nation Charity. I want to have all kinds. I want to build schools in third world countries. I want to do the whole shebang, baby. I'm about to change the world, right? But I want to have $1 billion in cash. Watch this. And I said, well, how do I do that? Well, I got to get to making cash flow $200,000 a month. Why? I'm gonna give $20,000 to God, $20,000 to that stupid Uncle Sam, $20,000 to charity. 33,000 I'll invest into my agency because I always give back to my agents for all the money that they've helped me make. 30,000. Wait, 20,000 to my agency, 33,000 to me. If I can't have fun on $33,000 a month, I got a freaking problem. And then I'm gonna take the other 87,000 and invest it. And that's not including my assets. And so that is literally $1 billion. And I'm gonna do that by 32 years old.
Ooh, he just gave y'all the blueprint.
32 or 50.
The blueprint.
Spicy.
Hey,
The
man, this is
sauce.
good, man.
I mean, the absolute sauce that's been dropped, man. I'm violated, bruh.
Hey, Jake, you
Jake.
woke up and chose good violence today.
Yes, indeed. Let me get this thing back right.
If anybody want to talk to Jake or have a consultation with you, like how could they even talk to you? Because I know you get free consultations, free game.
Yeah, I do free game, man. I do free game. So there's two ways, right? Number one, hit me up on Instagram at Jake Fruge Jr., right? And then you can also just actually go book me. You can actually go book me at Calendly, so CALENDLY.com/Jake Fruge Jr. And you can actually go book a free consultation for investments, a free consultation for a free financial analysis. I do free analysis for everybody. And that was just the insurance game. Y'all don't even need to give me, once y'all get me back on this show for the investment game.
Ooh, spicy. Spicy.
So, no, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. So hit me up. I love what I do. If I can't help you, I'll find someone who can. I don't have all the answers, but I got all the connections that can find them.
Man,
Wow.
Jake, man. Bro, when I tell you
man.
came in blaze,
Appreciate
you came in blaze. We thank you so much for coming, man, and sharing with our audience. This episode is gonna live forever, man. Listen, if you anything, everybody in this audience, if you didn't get anything from this podcast, I ain't even gonna say that. I was gonna say kill yourself. But I ain't gonna be that violent. I'm not even gonna be that violent.
Get the life insurance first.
You get
the
life insurance first. Take care of your family.
But
Nothing
man,
wrong with
listen,
you. You
guys.
ain't get no value from this.
This is so important. This is so important, guys. You know, everything that Jake dropped, the information is so important. This is how you change your life. He talked about building true wealth. He just gave you guys the blueprint, not only for how to get the proper life insurance, but he also gave you the blueprint on how he's gonna get $1 billion. So if you're not inspired by this episode, man, listen, make sure you guys follow Jake. Make sure you guys set up that consultation call with Jake. Really get in tune. Really start planning your future out, man. For real, man. We thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. Thank y'all again, Byron, Oneil, Jake. It's been a great one. Y'all already know, man. Salute.
Man, appreciate y'all, man. Peace. Thank you, Jake.